Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now August 3rd of 2022, and ever since the very end of the Obi-Wan Kenobi TV series, a lot of Star Wars fans around the world have been very intrigued about the future of the Star Wars universe by George, John, and Dave Filoni, apart from what Kathleen Kennedy is working on with Skeleton Crew and the Acolyte series, which by the way is holding a lot of trouble still with production on and off. A lot of setbacks are still being made by Kathleen. We'll get into that a little bit later. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars updates. Also, by the way guys, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you also very much for the kind support. It is greatly appreciated. Now, here we are. It is the beginning of August, alright? Now, one thing is that Star Wars Andor, in case you have been out of the loop, has been delayed from the 31st of this month all the way until September 21st. Almost a whole month of a delay, but they're gonna have 3 episodes on premiere night. So I guess that's one thing to look forward to. And when you look at everything related to what John and Dave are doing, they have a lot of announcements coming our way at D23 this September, as well as Disney Plus Day. That's gonna be a big deal, so that's another thing to look forward to next month as well. And when you look at everything also, what they're trying to achieve and do is that they are trying to draw from a lot of Star Wars legends. Now, focusing on Kathleen Kennedy, alright, one thing about her is that there's been a lot of things happening behind the scenes for one of the upcoming Star Wars TV shows that she has creative power over, and exactly what's been going on with the character of Reva, portrayed by actress Moses Ingram, alright? So, in case you guys have been very well unaware, there's a lot of things happening with the character of Reva. Hasbro tried to make some merchandise, nobody backed it, it didn't really move forward, and that gave Disney and Kathleen Kennedy a wake-up call about the character situation. However, with Kathleen Kennedy currently working on TV shows such as The Acolyte and Skeleton Crew for the Star Wars universe, creators FAVREAU and Filoni are actively developing new Star Wars stories to be announced by this fall. However, with Disney and its executives, who recently made a decision to erase Reva from the Star Wars roadmap and future projects that won't involve Kathleen Kennedy, Kathleen Kennedy eventually had something to say about the future absence of Reva from, of course, the Star Wars stories by stating the following to the fans. She goes on to say, "It's just a shame that this character that we spent many years on creating did not resonate with fans the way that we had intended. But there is no doubt that there are other fans out there that dislike the character for reasons that are very unfair to Moses and to the character. We had many plans for Reva, which I really can't get into at this time, that we are now actively putting on hold to try and figure out what we can do in the meantime with other new characters in the Star Wars world. I and Leslie are very excited with what we are doing with Skeleton Crew and the Acolyte series. Apart from what Kathleen Kennedy said here, however, this all alludes to a recent development that happened behind the scenes for the Reva character making a big surprise cameo and appearance in the Skeleton Crew TV show that Kathleen Kennedy recently decided to remove and cancel. Now, the original plan by Kennedy was to actually bring in Reva into the Star Wars show by making her older, since it would take place in a post-Return of the Jedi period. Now, this original plan was to have Reva save some of the children who are lost in the galaxy as she would fight some foes to save the children who are protecting, of course, Jedi lore, and some of which are going to be Padawans that get lost in space. So let me just pause here for a second. Now, the fact that Kathleen Kennedy went to great lengths to erase Reva from the script of the Skeleton Crew TV show, which by the way is filming as we speak and it has been since June. Her cameo was supposed to be filmed by this October. It was going to be a big deal. They wanted to introduce Reva in her older years and what her life was like sometime after the Kenobi series and giving up that Inquisitor role that she was technically, I guess, attached to, but at the same exact time, basically a double agent. But when you look at everything related to Kathleen Kennedy, I don't think that this was genuine. I don't think that she canceled Reva because she did it for the fans not having an interest, but this was more so Kathleen Kennedy trying to save her show from getting any kind of backlash, alright? So, at the end of the day, the character of Reva, of course, without a doubt, would have definitely made the show worse if her acting did not improve, or if the character itself and the writing of the character did not improve. So, nothing personal against Moses Ingram, let's just be clear about that. The character of Reva was very one-dimensional in my eyes. Did not really have a natural feeling in Star Wars. It felt like she did not even belong in there. It was very forced for the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, and that's pretty much it, because when you look at a character like that, it really needed a lot of work, and Joby Harold doesn't really want to admit that there's a lot of faults with the Reva character, specifically. So, when it all comes down to Kathleen Kennedy and the Skeleton Crew as a series, alright, this is where things begin to escalate quite a bit more, alright? So, this entire scene was storyboarded and ready to be filmed by this fall. However, it was recently pulled by Kathleen, and that she decided to cancel Reva's appearance because she knew that many fans would dislike the character. Now, this was indeed an attempt to save the series from getting a ton of backlash. The series was also going to feature Reva using a blue lightsaber in some of the storyboards of some kind, where she would be fighting these dark side users that try to steal Jedi artifacts from the Padawans who are trying to protect the artifacts. In addition, the Moses Ingram situation was very, of course, involved, and that Moses was very upset about Kennedy, that her role in Skeleton Crew was cancelled and pulled from Kathleen Kennedy herself and erased from the script entirely. Now, of course, it doesn't stop there. As of now, Chapek has no plans to bring Reva back into the new Kenobi seasons, or even the Reva Star Wars TV show, as we discussed a couple weeks ago, at all. Now, additionally, Moses Ingram was also trying to convince Kennedy to keep her character's role in Skeleton Crew, as she was already upset about her own TV show getting cancelled by Disney executives some weeks prior. Kathleen Kennedy decided to make this a big decision as well. This is described to be an attempt by Kennedy to save her Skeleton Crew series. Now, the thing about Reva, alright, before I get to the next thing here quick, the thing about Reva is that this character really did not really fit into Skeleton Crew. I think it really, at first, sounded very out of place as well. You know, you're going to have a character appear in her older years, just as she's getting established in the Kenobi show that failed. So, I think that at the end of the day, Kathleen Kennedy may have come to her senses, maybe, that this character and having a cameo in the show just was not going to work, and it could have very well posed a great risk of creating more backlash for a show that's going to have its own style and its own format. By the way, guys, Skeleton Crew is basically going to be Disney's version of Stranger Things. Literally. It's going to be Stranger Things in space, is what it's going to be. You're going to have these Jedi Padawans lost in space or lost across the galaxy, running into obstacles and facing these evil forces, evil foes, etc. And that's basically what it's going to be like. It's going to be Stranger Things in space. And it seems like that Kathleen Kennedy really can't think of anything original. Again, we have not seen a shred of footage. I can't judge it really 100%, but the fact that it is going for that style, and the fact that it's going to be a copy and paste of Stranger Things, I'm not quite sure how it's really going to work well with Star Wars as a whole. But anyways, I digress. I would love to hear what you guys have to say about this entire scenario below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.